When we think of the fastest creatures on the planet, humans usually aren't very high up on that list. But when it comes to efficiency and endurance, it's a different story. In fact, over long distances, humans can outrun nearly every other animal on the planet. Our anatomy suggests that millions of years ago, running prey to death was a tactic used by primitive man to survive on the African savanna. There are many reasons why we are such good long-distance runners. For example, our bodies can sweat to regulate temperature, which means we can maintain a faster pace for far longer. Many animals simply can't do that. So once their internal temperature reaches a certain point, they are forced to stop or at least slow down. We can also breathe at a very fast pace compared to many other animals. Basically, human bodies are finely tuned running machines. Well, some human bodies. We were constantly on our feet. It was necessary to our survival and everyday tasks. We simply couldn't afford to sit around watching YouTube videos about the dangers of sitting. In essence, we only sat down if we needed to rest and or eat. But as technology progressed, we became lazy. We started sitting down a lot more. Sitting down is a serious risk to your health, despite of how much you work out or try to move around. The benefits of exercise are heavily outweighed by the negative effects of sitting. It makes you fat, increase the risk of heart-related diseases, higher risk of diabetes, gives you severe back and neck problems, and makes your bones a lot weaker, especially in your legs as they are not used at all when you're sitting. From out here, the planet looks peaceful. This massive sphere is slowly spinning, providing everything we need to survive and more. It feels surreal to think that throughout history, this was everything. This planet was our universe. Beyond the sky was just as inconceivable to them as beyond the universe is to us. It almost looks indestructible. Surely nothing as tiny as a human could possibly have any effect on this grand planet we call home. For the past 40 years, the Earth has lost half of its wildlife. Meanwhile, the human population has gone from just under 4 billion to 7.2 billion. If this can't convince us that there's something wrong with the way we live, it makes you wonder if anything can. But let's keep going. Forests cover 31% of the land area on this planet. They produce vital oxygen and provide homes for millions of unique and exotic animals. Obviously, we need to get rid of that. So far, we managed to cut down half of the forests around the world, and we're only getting better and more efficient at it. In other words, we are winning.
Wow, winning!
We are also winning against the climate. Take this nice illustration for example. Dark blue indicates areas cooler than average, and yellow and red indicates how much we are winning. The list could go on for a while, and frankly, it just gets worse. Water pollution, air pollution, land pollution, and as I've previously talked about, we are turning our oceans into acid through a process called ocean acidification. But the worst part of all of this is why we are doing it and who it benefits. We don't really need more of anything. There's enough for everyone to survive and live fairly comfortable lives. In fact, just for demonstration, you could fit the entire human population into the state of Texas. The problem is our greed. We want more. Who wants to survive and just live when you can have more than that? It has been estimated that the average American lifestyle requires 24 acres of land. If this was divided equally among everyone, we would need 10 planets. Essentially, we are destroying the only planet we have just because surviving is boring, and the short-term goal of getting what we want now is a lot more important than any long-term side effects. Nothing makes this more clear than this. The richest 1,000 individuals in the world now control as much wealth as the poorest 2.5 billion people on the planet. By 2016, the wealthiest 1% would have more than the rest of the entire population combined. Surely, nothing as tiny as a human could possibly have any effect on this grand planet,